Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, fellow IEEE members and other guests. My name is Edhem Custovic and I'm the IEEE Victorian Section Chairman. I want to give you a small overview of what a remarkable year 2016 has been for the IEEE Victorian Section. While I'm not able to join you here tonight, as IEEE duties call, international and local, I want to ensure that I will provide you with a comprehensive report of all of our activities for 2016 as we set ourselves up for a remarkable 2017. Let me start off by giving you a quick overview of our membership development. As you can see here, as of October 2016, the Victorian section has just over 2,000 members, 2,066 to be exact. And the breakdown is as follows. We have 274 graduate members, 196 student members, we have several associate members, 19 fellows, 161 senior members, and 1,388 members. Now let us briefly look at the breakdown of our membership and how each category has fared over the years. What we have in front of us is a chart showing membership by category from 2012 to 2016. What is most promising is that 2016 has seen an increase in membership across the board. There's been a steady decline in associate members from 2012 to 2016, but all other categories have seen growth in the last 18 months. What the section needs to do is investigate why we have seen a decline in certain categories and what particular events have stemmed growth in other categories. Overall, the membership of the Victorian section has been very healthy over the last few years. What is again very promising is that overall we have experienced growth in 2015 to 2016, and we expect this trend to continue as we ramp up activities and engage communities. Let me briefly touch on student activities. 2016 has been a particularly exciting year for our student cohort. They have run over 50 events across all categories. They have collaborated across all universities and worked steadily with the Student Activities Coordinator Group that has helped universities work closely together and provide exciting opportunities for all students, undergraduate and postgraduate. One of the things that we have undertaken this year has been to set up a Student Activities Coordinator Group as opposed to having an individual, and that group has done an exciting job in ensuring that all students feel part of the team. Melbourne University and La Trobe University have continued to be the strongest student branches over the last few years. They have had no decline in activities. They have been very exciting in what they can provide for the student cohorts. What is very promising is that Monash and RMIT universities are coming back on board and finishing up very, very strongly for 2016. It has been remarkable to watch these two student branches come back to life after a period of somewhat quieter period in terms of their activities. Swinburne and Victoria University have become active and have organised several events for the year, and I would like to thank the student activity coordinators for ensuring that these student branches are not left behind. The student representatives from 4 universities, Melbourne, Monash, RMIT and La Trobe University, were rewarded grants from the IEEE Victorian section to attend the Region 10 Student Young Professional Women in Engineering and Life Members Congress, which was held in Bangalore, India. I think I speak on behalf of the entire Victorian section and our membership when I say how impressed I have been with the activities from our student cohorts. Not only individually at their universities, but working together to provide outcomes for students across Victoria. The IEEE Skill and Knowledge Exchange Roadmap has been a particular event that has led universities to collaborate. A program that allows each university to contribute 1 or 2 workshops or tutorials that provide students with an ability to learn a particular software package or perhaps a particular technique or design technique. Each university in Victoria hosted some workshops, and as you can see from the chart here, La Trobe University hosted a SOLIDWORKS workshop while Monash focused on Android development. University of Melbourne focused on Python, while RMIT on C++ and Swinburne University on MATLAB. There were a total of 54 IEEE student members that were registered for these workshops, which provided them some serious outcomes in terms of their development, but also allowed them to brush up on skills that they may have felt a little bit of weakness towards. 2016 has been a record-breaking year in many categories, and one of those happens to be the IEEE Extreme competition. For those of you that don't know the IEEE Extreme competition, it is a 24-hour programming competition that is organised by the IEEE with industry partners that pits university students against each other globally. Over 3,500 teams participated worldwide. And I'm very proud to say that a total of 56 students and 20 teams across Victoria from all of our universities have competed this year. What is very exciting is that I can proudly say that we have achieved a ranking of 4 and 5 globally, and 4 teams finished within the top 100, and 13 teams finished within the top 500. I'd like to congratulate all of the students for participating. This has been a very exciting year, and those that have finished in the top 4 or 5, a very big congratulations on behalf of the entire Victorian section. In terms of promotional campaigns at universities, we have been very active across the board, but several universities have promoted IEEE during Open Day programs, orientation weeks, and of course, IEEE Day. La Trobe University and Melbourne universities also organised annual networking events. What you can see here in the bottom corner is an image of myself and the La Trobe University networking event that was held earlier this year. Over 110 attendees at this particular event, 30-40 industry participants, academics, students and young professionals. For the young professionals, 2016 has been very exciting. Activities have really ramped up across the board, and I congratulate them for being so driven and determined to achieve what they've set out to achieve from the start of the year. On the 4th of May, the young professional team organised an interactive talk which focused on cloud technology and career pathways. This was conducted by Mr. Mobeen Malik, an IT manager from Accenture Australia, held at University of Melbourne. What has been particularly strong from the young professional program this year is their interaction with industry, not only focusing on academia, but really diving in and focusing on industry collaborations and driving job opportunities for other young professionals. The young professional program continued strongly with industry collaborations. On the 11th of August 2016, they worked closely with Tom Scash, Director of the Training Head of Australia, and Wes Malik, the founder and owner of the ECM Group, to carry out presentations, discussions and a QA session focusing on the topic of how you can thrive in the construction, mining and resource sector for electrical, mechanical and of course other types of engineers in industry. This event was held at Monash University. Technical activities in the IEEE Victorian section continue to thrive. 2015 was a particularly strong year where we broke all previous records. A total of 100 plus events were run with a technical focus by our societies and chapters within the Victorian section. I can say that 2016 has continued this trend with over 70 highly valuable technical events run by our societies. I suspect this number is actually higher than what I've got here in front of me, but some of our chapters and societies do not report all of their activities throughout the year. Let me briefly touch on a few of the events that I outlined. While I'd love to talk about all the events within the Victorian section, I'd like to highlight a few particular ones. Earlier this year we held an event that was focused on construction and the cloud. This is where we looked at cloud technologies and how they're impacting the construction industry. There has been a blend of information technology, computer sciences and electrical and electronic engineering with the construction industry. One of our key focuses this year has been to attract civil engineering students into our membership cohort. As smart cities continue to thrive, new technologies being developed, sensors are becoming part of the civil engineers world. This event attracted over 100 attendees and was very exciting in terms of its interaction between the disciplines in engineering. What is 5G and when will it arrive? This was an event run by Telstra and had a very good attendance focusing on where will 5G be impacting society most and how is it being currently developed. In early 2016, our section engaged with the Melbourne Convention Bureau. Together, we organised a cocktail reception that allowed members of our IEEE Victorian section to network with Melbourne Convention Bureau staff as well as ambassadors for large conferences. The strategic goal of this meeting was, of course, to provide opportunities for our members to learn about conference bidding and conference organisation. It also ensured that we formed a close bond with staff from the Melbourne Convention Bureau and that we create a strategic plan on how we can secure some of the world's biggest conferences right here in Melbourne. I thank many of you. The Victorian section continues to support university projects. We support this at 3 universities in Victoria currently, and we hope to expand this further. At La Trobe University, we support the Best Student Project in what is known as the Engineering and IT Project Showcase. At the University of Melbourne, for the first time this year, we have been able to award a prize for a student at the University of Melbourne Endeavour exhibition. And lastly, at RMIT University, we have for many years continued to support the Ingenious exhibition of projects and so on. I would like to thank Mr. Anthony Gascoigne for helping choose the winner at the University of Melbourne, Mr. Robert Slavieria for helping choose the winner at La Trobe University, and Mr. Alan Harvey for helping support the awards at RMIT University. In 2016, we listened to our membership, we listened to students, young professionals, and industry representatives, and we brought together what is known as the Career Expo. Now, this particular Career Expo is very exciting for many reasons. First of all, it is the first time that the IET, Engineers Australia, and the IEEE collaborated to bring together something as large as this particular event. I can very proudly say that looking at our strong history, this is by far the largest event ever organised by the IEEE Victorian Section. Nearly 2,000 attendees had the opportunity to network with over 22 companies, professional bodies and non-for-profits from the engineering and IT sector. The event was held in the State Library of Victoria and can only be marked as very, very successful. The feedback that we received from industry is that we need to continue doing these types of events as it provides an opportunity for them to engage with members of our community as well as students and young professionals for employment. From the student perspective, there has been significantly strong feedback in terms of activities such as this one, and we need to ensure that we provide this type of activity for all members in the IEEE Victorian section. I can also proudly say that this particular event generated a very reasonable surplus in terms of our finances. These finances can be used to further fuel interest in the IEEE Victorian section, to grow our brand name amongst other engineers and computer scientists in Victoria. And more importantly, it can be used to fund travel of our students, young professionals and industry representatives when they want to attend international events. Industry engagement was something that we prioritised as a section earlier this year. Proud to say that we have done this very successfully in 2016. Earlier this year we organised an industry engagement event with numerous organisations in Victoria, focusing on the SME sector, but also some of the large multinationals that exist within our state. At this meeting, we had over 40 CEOs, general managers and senior executives from companies such as Telstra, IBM, NEC, the Food Technology Centre, ANZ, the Bionics Institute, NEC, Innova Sierra, and some SMEs on my right-hand side here, Bojoom, Ficom, Spiral Systems, Zodicom, and 4P Consulting. What was very exciting about this event that we had time to really think about what it is as an IEEE Victorian section, what can we offer to these members? What is the requirement for them to be more engaged with our activities? And of course, strategically, how can we work together to provide value not only for our members, but for the wider Victorian community? For years, the IEEE Victorian section has been an outstanding performer, not only here in Australia, but globally. As chairman in 2016, I wanted to ensure that more of our members, our activities, our chapters were recognised for the outstanding work they have been conducting across the years. The way we tackled this for 2016 was by firstly setting up a group that would focus on awards and nominations. We spent a lot of time identifying the existing awards available within IEEE. Given the complexity of the IEEE structure, we have now finally been able to formulate an IEEE database with all awards so that our section members can be reminded of what they can apply for, but we can also tap people on the shoulder and encourage them to apply. 2016 has been the year of awards for the IEEE Victorian section. I'm going to briefly give you an outline of some of the awards that we have won, but also some of the awards for which our members have been nominated for and we are yet to receive At the global level, we have received the Outstanding Section Membership Recruitment and Retention Performance Award for 2016. The Women in Engineering Affinity Group has been recognised at the global level for their outstanding work with the e-suitable electronics workshops they have run across the state. The Richard Merwin Scholarship from the IEEE Computer Society was awarded to one of our University of Melbourne students, Gitanj Kirbat. At Region 10, we have received the WE Outstanding Professional Volunteer Award, and congratulations to Murnaz Shustarian for receiving this award. It makes us very, very proud for your achievement. The IEEE Regional Exemplary Student Branch Award was awarded to the University of Melbourne Student Branch. At the Australian Council Awards, the Outstanding Student Branch in Australia Council Award was awarded to the University of Melbourne Student Branch. In 2016, the IEEE Victorian Section, along with its members, hosted some of the world's biggest and most influential conferences. The Society for Social Implications of Technology organised a conference on thinking machines in the physical world. This was a conference that followed up from another conference 2 years ago that was organised by SSIT in conjunction with MIT in Boston. This particular conference also hosted some exciting keynote speakers, and one of the ones that I want to highlight here for you was Professor Graham Clark, the AC Laureate Professor Emeritus. Last week, the Victorian section also had the pleasure of hosting the Innovative Smart Grid Technologies Conference. This conference was hosted at the Melbourne Convention and Exhibition Centre, and I can only say that it was a truly remarkable event. On the 30th of November, the International Conference on Advanced Mechatronics Systems was hosted here in Melbourne, Australia, in conjunction with the International Journal of Advanced Mechatronic Systems. Swinburne University of Technology was the host, and the IEEE Systems Man and Cybernetics Society was the sponsoring technical society. In parallel to that, I'm very proud to say that our Tasmanian subsection has also been a host to a very large conference, the Australian National Human Computer Interface Conference, and I'd like to pay particular thanks to Professor Henry Du, who has been instrumental in the success of this particular event. This particular conference attracts a broad international community of researchers, industry practitioners, academics and students. And participants come from a range of backgrounds, including interface designers, information architects, software engineers and so on. And lastly, I'd like to make an announcement for an upcoming conference in early 2016, and that is the IEEE ICM International Conference on Mechatronics. What is again particularly exciting about this conference is that it is being hosted in regional Victoria. Annually, our section organises 2 strategic planning meetings. These meetings focus on strategy as opposed to rudimentary administrative work at our regular monthly meetings. In February, we hosted one of these meetings, and we really wanted to get to the bottom of what value can we provide for our members? What are we currently not doing? What are we doing well? And of course, how can we roll out some of these events? It was very important for me as section chairman to ensure that what we came up with, that we prioritised and delivered. Many times we have had instances where we talk about some great things, but we just don't follow through. We can proudly say that the main outcomes of this meeting was the organisation of the Skills and Knowledge Exchange Roadmap, as well as the employability workshops which I mentioned earlier in my presentations. Our second strategic meeting, which was held on the 27th of September this year, focused on best practices. We wanted to examine what other sections, chapters, student branches were doing across the world and how we could best learn from what they were doing. Information about things such as awards and list of consultants on IEEE pages were identified as a strong point in many IEEE US-based sections. Entrepreneurship networks and affinity groups and consultant networks were particularly fond in many sections around the world. And more exposure to media, to create summer schools for master's students and PhD students, as well as give them a chance to request talk topics and even to suggest certain speakers across the board. At the start of 2016, we worked as a team to identify some of the weaknesses in our section. One of our major weaknesses was our website and media reach. It was very important for us to have a functional web page, but also one that would provide vital information to our members. Events, upcoming events, as well as past events, industry engagement, employability, merchandise, as well as a connection to our members and industry members across the state. We launched a social media strategy this year, and I can proudly say that we've had over 100,000 unique impressions through the year in our social media. This is a significant improvement on what we've had in the past, and a lot of our members, especially the younger members, tend to engage us via social media. We've also had strong engagement through our Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn accounts, and we've actually recruited many members via social media throughout the year. I'd like to congratulate all of those that have played a vital role in setting this up. Finally, let me give you a little insight into 2017. The IEEE Victorian Section, Australian Council, and Region 10 will all be involved in the IEEE Sections Congress that is to be hosted in Sydney in 2017. The event will be hosted from the 11th to the 13th of August at the brand new International Convention Centre, which promises to be an absolute blockbuster event for Australia. This is significant because this is the first time Region 10 Australia are actually hosting this global event. The Sections Congress brings the entire IEEE leadership together for a few days. Now, what I've been able to negotiate with the IEEE incoming president or president-elect, Miss Karen Bartleson, is that she will be visiting the IEEE Victorian section to undertake some industry engagement, and this is an excellent opportunity for all of our members to meet the president of IEEE. I'd like to thank you all very much. I really appreciate all the volunteering that every one of you, the time commitment that you have made this year to what I truly believe to be a really remarkable year in our section. And lastly, I'd like to say, I changed the world, I'm an engineer. Thank you very much.